Hey everyone, Selena here, Selena Baca Crochet. I've got a brand new design. I just hit the publish button today, and I'm excited to share it with you. So if you're watching, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from. If you guys have any questions about the granny square tote, let me know. And as soon as I see them, I will get to them. Okay, first and foremost, I need better pictures because bags are kind of hard to photograph sometimes. Hold on. I need to get in for Where are you? Stop moving. There you are. Sometimes it's really hard to photograph bags, especially when the weather's bad, and the weather here has not been great. So look for more pictures soon. But so far, just here's the bag, and she is two-faced. She's two-faced bag, which means she's got one pattern on one side, one very specific color pattern on one side, and then one very specific color pattern on the other side. And I am smitten. I love this bag. So if you guys are just stumbling across this page today, if you've never heard of Selena Baca Crochet, Selena Baca first and foremost talks about herself in the third person sometimes, but also Selena Baca loves granny squares, loves. I have been working with granny squares since I learned to crochet. It was the first thing I learned to crochet. And it's always been this thing that I love working with. I love the simplicity of granny squares. I love that they're classic, and I love turning them into completely different things. Whenever I learned to crochet granny squares, and we made blankets, and I still like to do that. But really, my favorite thing to do with granny squares is to turn them into other things. So I like to use them as a teaching tool or a learning tool, so that not only will you learn how to crochet a granny square, I have video tutorials for you. I have a stitch chart. So no matter how you like to learn, if you want to read instructions, if you want to look at a stitch chart, if you want to follow a video tutorial, I have those resources for you. But so I already have that kind of groundwork for the granny square community, right? But in addition to that, I love taking that classic granny square and turning it into something else. Tote bags are one of my favorite things to make, and I've taken the granny stitch and the granny square, and I've transformed it into quite a few tote bags, and this is the latest one. Now, the reason I did that is that I really wanted to create something that was going to be kind of like a classic, everyday, kind of maybe a bit there literally is a crochet book in here. So I really wanted you to see what it could look like as a book bag. I want you to be able to put things in this and feel secure about it. So I wanted it to be kind of a nice flat bag. What I mean by that is this is a very flat style. Sometimes the bags that I make have a big round bottom or a square bottom or something like that. So they just, have this really big floor space, so to speak. But I wanted to do something different with granny squares. And so this is just a few granny squares put together. However, I really wanted there to be a lot of learning objectives in this. So the learning objectives in this are, yes, making a granny square, learning how to do that, especially if you've never done it before. So you've got all the resources that you need to get that. But also I wanted there to be teaching tools for changing colors, particularly with a granny square, and how a granny square can look entirely different just by changing colors. If this bag was made in just one solid color throughout, it would look totally different. I do have kind of a color block pattern here going to where every few rounds the color changes in a very specific way. And again, you can use lots of different colors like this. I tried to use very classic, I wanted it to look like 1967, and the same thing here. I wanted it to look very vintagey, very classic, but I used only 3 colors on this one. So, color really can make this look very different. So there are opportunities to change color here. There is a video tutorial for you to see how to change color if you're not sure how to do that, or if you just want a new technique in your crochet arsenal, so to speak. So there is that. So another thing that this teaches you how to do is it teaches you how to join granny squares together using a very particular method that is worked over the last round of one of the motifs. So it does walk you through, hey, complete one motif to this round, And then when you make the next motif, complete it to this round. And then this is how you're going to join that last round to the first motif that you created. So if you've never used a join as you work technique, then there is an opportunity for you to do that here. And it's really kind of an interesting construction. This was the thing that took me a minute to kind of like, this is the thing that I like to do. I don't want you to look at this and go, oh, I could, yeah, it's just two granny squares slapped together. Like if you're in the know and you know things. So I really worked very particularly to assure that, yes, you crochet one granny square and then you fasten that off. And then the next granny square is like, you work that next granny square and the joining and the handles, like you really can do that all in one piece without fastening off. So whenever I work, I like to work as proficiently as possible. Like I want it to make so much sense. I want it to really like be as the least amount of steps and the least amount of resistance as possible. So sometimes whenever I come up with patterns, like that's the thing that I'm doing. So when something, it may look kind of simple, but I really want there to be elements of surprise to where you're like, oh, that's really cool. Ooh, I like that. So hopefully you really enjoy that process. Hopefully you really enjoy like seeing how this comes together in a really simplistic way. So yeah, so that's why I put this together. Again, it's just one more teaching tool. There's really so many different elements of learning in this particular pattern. And again, I love that this is a flat bag. I might have made flat bags in the past, like really where it's flat, like it's two pieces together. I've made a few, like one or two maybe, but it's just not something that I do a lot. And so I was really excited to see that come together, you know, with this particular bag. I have filled this bag with other things like multiple hanks of yarn or a project or a t-shirt. You know, I have put other things in it and it works beautifully, even though it is flat. But for picture's sake, like I got to structure it in a very specific way. So, you know, that's why it's pictured one way, but really, you know, there's so many different things you can put in it. It can be a great project bag if you are going out with a crochet project and if you want a crochet project to hold your crochet projects, she's your girl right here. But also maybe you're going yarn shopping. You know, this is a great little conversation piece. I love bringing crochet bags with me to yarn stores whenever I go yarn shopping, just because it's like, yeah, I made this. So it's such a fun thing to have with you when you're out doing that. And it's a great day bag. Like this is a great like lunch bag. It's a great like market bag. Like I have markets here, particularly in the summer, you know, we have like legit farmers markets and things like that. And I love having bags like this because it's just going to perfectly fit the things that I get at the market. Or just regular everyday grocery shopping. If you're out there buying stuff, this is a good bag. But again, you know, I have put books in this, so it's a great book bag too. It's not going to hold comfortably for a long time, depending on the yarn you use, like some textbooks and things like that. But if you've got a few books, if you're going to the library, if you got some kids' books and things like that, this is a really great bag. All right, guys, come on over and check out this bag today. I've got the link in the video description. And if you are watching this video like right now today, and you are not in my group, come on over and join the group because I am hosting a $1 Wednesday sale and you can get all the details when you join my group. But that's only like right now today, okay? And you won't want to miss that, all right? So I do want to give a shout out to all of the people who worked on this bag as a pattern tester. I had tons of testers working on this, and I love just the color combinations that they came up with. I love all the pictures that they took. I mean, it just makes my crochet granny square love and heart so happy. So definitely click on over to the Ravelry listing link in the video description, and you'll see all of the finished projects from all of the different pattern testers who worked on this. If you're wondering about yarn, this bag is very, very forgiving. So my top choice for this, what I used was Lion Brand Yarn 24/7 cotton. That's one of my favorite bags. One of my favorite yarns to crochet bags, so I highly recommend that. But if you want to see other yarns people have used, again, you can find this on Ravelry, link to the projects, my pattern testers. They are exquisite. They do such a good job. So they do things like list the yarn they use. Knit Picks Dishy was used quite a few times. Hobby Rainbow Cotton, Hobby Lobby, I love this cotton. Hobby Rainbow Cotton, Yarn Bee Bamboo Beautiful, Premier Yarns Hipster Cotton, and Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn. So really, you can get pretty versatile with whatever yarn stash you have. This is a great stash buster, especially if you want to, change colors, every few rounds, however you want to change colors. And like I said, either side of the bag can look completely different. So it can be this like two-faced kind of project. So that also makes it really fun. It feels like you're making two bags in one. So again, you can really have fun with stash busting here. So yeah, there's all the different yarns people have used. Here's all the different finished projects. You guys can totally find this pattern on Ravelry. That's the only place I'm selling it right now. And again, click on the link in the video description. Come on over and join my group if you're not there yet, because I am hosting a $1 Wednesday sale and you guys can get all of the details there. So I just wanted to show you guys real quick just all of the resources that you get whenever you get a pattern from me. Like this pattern in particular, all of these blue links here, if you're viewing the pattern on a device, I mean, you can print it. I absolutely make my patterns so that they're printer friendly. They don't use a ton of ink or anything like that. And they, the font is really easy to read and it prints really well. So there's all of that for you. It's very printer friendly, but also all of these resources are linked resources. So if you want to check for yarn substitutes, that's a linked resource. If you need a video tutorial for any of the stitches listed, including some of the specialty stitches and techniques, I do have linked resources for you there, including how to make a granny square. There's an entire video tutorial for you there. So lots of information about how to approach this pattern, lots of details about the instructions. It's all laid out for you. It's all listed. And of course, I do have a stitch chart that you guys can use as well. So lots of resources, no matter what kind of learner you are. And hopefully it really just kind of walks you through the process of creating this so that you have a bag that you love. And again, I cannot stress this enough. If you guys are not in my group Selena Baca Crochet, link in the video description. Come on over and join, because again, I don't want you to miss that $1 Wednesday sale that I'm hosting today. I don't always host $1 Wednesday sales, but when I do, it's a big one. So don't miss it. All right. It looks like quite a few of you guys are here. So Angelica, always so good to see you. Thank you for checking in. It looks like Susan is here. Good morning to you from Alaska. Angelica says, nice bag always. It always makes me feel good when Angelica says she likes my bags, because Angelica has really good taste. So thank you, Angelica. I appreciate you. All right, guys, that's it. Help me welcome in the Granny Square Tote. So at the very least, click on over to the Ravelry listing and add it to your favorites. All you got to do is click that pink heart. That really just, it helps so much, especially if you dig it. Add it to your favorites, add it to your library, any of that. I would love to see all of that. If you dig this bag pattern and you have a crochet friend, do me a favor, tag them in the comments. And if you'd like, if you're part of any crochet communities that don't mind sharing and you think they'll dig this, maybe hit that share button and share this in at least one place you enjoy crochet. If you think they'll enjoy it too, I'd really love and appreciate you for it. All right, everybody, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you love the Granny Square Tote. And I hope that it teaches you some things that you can use to not only make the Granny Square Tote of your dreams, but you can take to other crochet projects as well. Peace, love, crochet, everybody. Thank you for being here. See you next time. Bye-bye.